Another graphing or sketching question. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is use our calculator to sketch this function. So it's a rational function, so we're going to add in that fraction there with the green button and then the x button. And we have at the top x minus 4 and at the bottom 2x minus 5. So we can now come to graph that function and we can see it looks something like this. My advice would be looking at this page here. We can see that we have 6 to minus 6 in terms of the axis drawn out for us and 6 to minus 6 here. So let's make our window on the calculator look exactly the same to make life a little bit easier. So I'm just going to change these both for the x and the y to -6 and 6. And now I can see a little bit clearer about what's happening. So I can see it's a rational function. I have somewhere that it's crossing the x-axis here, somewhere it's crossing the y-axis, and then I'm going to have some sort of asymptote going on as well. So let's find where it's crossing the x-axis first of all. So we can see, if I keep scrolling through, somewhere between maybe here and here, and it crosses the x-axis there at 4. So 4 looks to be something around there. So that would be 4, 0. And then we can also see that we have a y-axis. So I'm just going to find what happens when x is 0. And we can see there that it's 4/5. Now you can write that as 4/5 or you can write it as 0.8. It's entirely up to you. So 0, 0.8 or 4/5. And if you weren't sure, you could always type in here 4 divided by 5, and that would tell you the 0.8 if you weren't sure where to plot it. So we have those two values. Now we need to find our asymptotes. So for this, let's just change color. So first of all, finding the one with the denominator. So 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. That means if I solve that, now if you're unsure, we could even just use numeric solver. So that's when 2x minus 5 equals to 0. You can of course solve this by hand as well, and I get 2.5. So that means that x equals 2.5 is my first asymptote, and that is an x asymptote or a vertical asymptote. So that's somewhere here, which is x is equal to 2.5. And now I need to find my y or my horizontal asymptote. So if I look at my function here, the biggest power of x I have is just a singular linear x to the power of 1. And when I look at that, I have one of them at the top and two of them at the bottom. So my horizontal one is just a half. So 1/2, which is a half. So that is less than that 0.8. So somewhere here, whoops. And that is y is equal to a half. So now I have all of the points of interest drawn on my graph. And if I come out of that, then I can graph and go back to this. Now I can see where to draw my graph. So it comes from the asymptote through that intercept and kind of hugs that asymptote. And then this one comes something like this. So that would give me the full marks for the first part of the question. And then I need to solve when 3 equals x minus 4 over 2x minus 5. So that's just when is my function equal to 3? My original question was y equals. So essentially I've replaced that for the 3. So let's do that in pink, for example. If I now plot the line of y equals 3, so if I add that underneath, then we can see this is when the function equals to 3. So I can find my intersect to see where do those lines cross together. And that happens at 2.2. So it's just when y equals 3, which is an answer of x equals 2.2. So this is just my working, this is my answer. we know that we just write down the x asymptote, the x coordinate, because there is no y actually given to me in the function there. I'm just using that as a tool to solve it. So for the marks here, there is 1 mark for the shape of the graph. So 1 for the shape. There is 1 mark for the horizontal and the vertical asymptote each. There is 1 mark for each of the intersects, and then there is 1 mark for the end there as well.